Hey, how's everybody doing? I hope you're having a great day. I'm going to make a video today showing how to attach a 270B backhoe for John Deere 2038R tractor. I'm actually kind of hoping I run into a common problem, which is the tractor or the backhoe sagging. You can actually see it's sagged right there. I tried for the first time, I've never done that before, but I tried to prop it up whenever I removed it with this cinder block, and you can see it's still sagged. So I'll have to try a different solution for that. Now, the problem that causes is that right here, the front of this frame lifts up, and you have to be able to drive that back here and hook it on the tractor frame. And so if that's lifted up, number one, it can catch. Okay, and then the second problem is we'll have a bar that I'm getting ready to put on. There's a bar that goes across these 3-point arms, and that bar has to slide into this channel right here and come up right there, and that's how you lift the actual unit. So what do you do about that? Well, you're gonna need, or the way I do it is by connecting the hydraulics to the backhoe so that we have we can use the outriggers, or we can use the bucket itself to lift the backhoe into a level position. Before I go any further, I'm going to go ahead and get a shot of the hydraulic hoses without any obstruction where we can see better. So these are labeled P+ and T. Those are the Power Beyond connections. Okay, so right now, this is your hydraulic connection for the 3-point. So in a minute, we're going to unplug that and then use this as a cap for that hose. Then when you remove that one, you will plug these two, which are right now connected to each other. You'll disconnect those two from each other and plug them into those two spots. And when your backhoe is sagged and is out of level, you're gonna have to do that a couple times to switch the power back and forth and get it hooked up. Alright, the next step in this process is removing a quick hitch if you have one on, and you have to remove the top link. Okay, so we're going to pull this pin out, pull that pin out. You want to go ahead and as you do it, you want to put the pins back in so you don't lose them. Of course, I'm not doing this the most convenient way. The best thing to do is let it down first. You're going to have to let the 3-point down to get this pin out of the top link. So it would have made sense to do it now. So I'll pull this pin out. Pull the pin out. Same thing, so you don't lose the pins. Put them back through. Now I'll have to start the tractor and lower the 3-point. I can go ahead and take this out. We'll set the quick hitch aside. There we go. Now I'm going to start the tractor and we'll lower the 3-point. Next thing you've got is this bar that connects between the 3-point arms. That's what's going to do the actual work of lifting the backhoe. We are going to lower the 3-point all the way down and drive back. Keeping that bar I added to the 3-point centered on the frame of the backhoe. Alright, as you can see in that clip, the bar right here on the lower 3-point arms would not slide under this on the backhoe. As I was saying earlier, that's because the hydraulics allow these backhoes to sag. And it seems like it's hard to get around that it's just going to happen. But once you get the hang of it, it's not that big a deal to fix. So what we need to do now is switch the hydraulic lines, as I mentioned earlier. To do that, you relieve the hydraulic pressure, lower it and wiggle the handle, and this will unplug here, or put the cap through and then stick that on. Okay, and we'll disconnect this here. Hook up our hydraulic lines. Okay, now we'll start the tractor. Okay, that time it popped in place. Now the next thing that needs done is we need to raise the 3-point so that this finishes pulling the rest of the way up. I'm going to look on the other side. The other side is in. We need to switch our hydraulics back. So that means, once again, wiggle your hydraulic levers. You could also do it here. And I'm going to unplug this. Unplug that one. I hook them back together every time. Try to keep as much of the dirt as possible off. And then we plug that back in. Okay, then we're going to start the tractor. Give it a second. Okay, Now we're going to raise the 3-point, and we're lifting. And as we lift, we're looking for these holes to line up right here. Okay. Now we're going to shut the tractor off. Slide the pin in. One time I had trouble getting those pins in the way that one just went in, and it's because I had not enough extension in my sway arms. Go around to the other side. Put this pin in. Another thing you can do to help if these won't go in is switch the hydraulics back, which has to be done anyway, and you can put upward pressure with the outriggers. So we'll go ahead and do that. Release pressure. So much for keeping the dirt out. Okay. We're going to plug in the hydraulic lines. You can see we're a half a hole off there. And now I need to lower this. Check our alignment, slides right in. Okay. Raise that up. This out. That out. Okay, I don't know if that seemed easy or if it seemed difficult, but it just varies. It depends on basically where you park your backhoe and how long it's been sitting. I've had times where I was out here on flat ground in this open spot and I'd only had the backhoe off a couple of days and it was on and off in, you know, a couple minutes. Then I've had a couple of times where I wasn't on level ground and it takes a little more effort. And basically once I realized that you can easily switch the hydraulics from the 3-point arm to the backhoe, it made it a lot simpler. So thank you for watching. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Thanks.